I'm Donna Milgram, and I am the Executive Director of the Institute for Women in Trades, Technology, and Science. And I'm going to talk about how to increase the number of females in your STEM classes. And
recording started.
So what I want to say to start out before I go into the strategies is that we have found we're a national organization. We're based in Alameda, California. We've been around for 17 years. I've been a principal investigator I'm now doing my 4th National Science Foundation grant. I'm going to share with you as much as I can in the time that we have of the strategies that helped us get highlighted by NSF for being an effective program. And one of the things that I've found is that although one individual teacher or instructor can make a big difference, the greatest change and the most lasting change is when you have a team involved. And so we recommend that if it's possible that you use a team-based system and that you have outreach and recruitment staff, counselors and advisors, professors and teachers, administrators, and those who are involved with support and special programs, all involved in increasing the number of women in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And I'm going to give you some highlights of how to go about it. And I want you to think not just of your own roles, but the roles of all the different people that are potentially on the team in your campus. So you can recruit one by one, but it's a harder way to go. And so we want to help you create a pipeline so that others will be helping you with recruiting female students, and you don't have to do it all by yourself, one by one. No educator is an island. Okay, so I'm going to go right into the strategies now. And the number one secret to increasing the number of women and girls in STEM is female role models. And that's because for most women and girls, science, technology, engineering, and math career pathways are not on their radar screen. The percentages are still very low. So if you ever want to get beyond 1%, 5%, 15%, and get beyond just the initial pioneers, then you need to have female role models in those areas on the job. That's a really important part, and that's the number one thing to the outreach that you're going to do. And so I'll give you some ideas about how to do that. So first, before I go in to some of our project strategies, what was the number one campaign to recruit women into male-dominated jobs? Well, you all know the answer to this. Rosie the Riveter, who during World War II helped increase the number of women in the factories. It was actually considered a patriotic call to duty, and it really worked. Actually, the number of women that increased in the workforce was by about 1/3 at that time. And the strategies that they used were actually a combination of the famous Rosie the Riveter poster that I know everybody has seen, but also at that time they didn't have videos, but what they did have were movie reels. They would do news reels before the movies. And so they actually had Rosies that were on, that they had newsreels of that were working in the factories to show that women could do it. So that was the number one most successful campaign to recruit women, and women were actually told that this was a positive thing for their country. That was the message. So a very strong message was sent. So now the question is how all of you are going to convert that at your school level to have these same elements, sending that strong message, having female role models like Rosie that are showing, yes, you can do it, and also having some posters, some career videos that actually show women doing it. Those were the key elements. So let me ask you a question. City College of San Francisco is one of our sites, and we focused on their Computer Networking and Information Technology program, CNIT. So if we had used this picture for recruiting, would it have worked? No. Why not?
All men. All men.
All men, exactly. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, this doesn't happen anymore. But just a few weeks ago, I did a training for a two-year college in New Jersey, and they, in particular, wanted to focus on their engineering and their IT department. So before I went there to do this two-day training and help them develop a strategic plan, I went to their website, and I went to those programs, and guess what? 100% of the images were male. And I do webinars. Have any of you attended one of my webinars? You have? Okay. So I do webinars around the country, and I ask people, how many of you have marketing collateral and outreach materials like this, which feature female role models? And this, of course, is what we actually used. And only about a third raised their virtual hand in my webinars. I know it's not a very scientific way, but I've been doing these for the last year and a half. I think I've done about 30 of them, and only about a third raised their hand. So this is, a basic concept, but it's really an important one. So this is actually one of the 4 posters that was actually used by City College of San Francisco, and it is an actual female role model who is a graduate of their program, and you can see that she's working with the equipment, so you can see her in the field, and she's smiling, and there's also an inspirational quote from her. Her name is Valerie Stewart. She's an information technician too, and she says, what I would say is this, especially if you're married and have kids, don't stop, be persistent, continue even if it's just one class each semester or each year. It all adds up, be persistent, and stick with it. And we actually developed 4 posters for City College that were ethnically diverse with different quotes, and also because community colleges have age diversity, and the average age is 29, we also have some age diversity among our role models as well. You can see Valerie looks like she's not 19, and so that's important for community colleges to consider as well. Is everybody here with a two-year college? Yes, okay, I thought so. Okay, so the first thing that your team needs to know, this is for outreach and recruitment staff, is the importance of having outreach materials that feature female role models. And this is actually one of the banners that we developed, and we also have these available for the general public on our website. And it's a 6-foot banner, and this one in particular is Women in Technology Careers. I'm going to tell you a little story that's related to Evergreen Valley College. So we have them in 7 different career pathways: engineering, auto technology, and I told you that we worked with Evergreen Valley College to help get more women into auto technology, and we were successful. Well, Evergreen Valley College actually has one of the premier auto technology programs in the state. They're a leader in hybrid technology. They're very proud of their students. And so they had 40 years worth of class pictures of their students hanging up in the classroom. Now, of course, those class pictures were almost 100% male. But then when we developed those 6-foot women in auto technology banner and put it up next to those class pictures, there was a very different kind of welcoming message sent. And I was actually doing a training at a college in Chula Vista, and one of the instructors said, having a banner up like that does more than just recruit women. It also sends a strong top-down message. This is who we are as a school. We welcome women. So it really has both of those impacts. Of course, you also want to have the banners hanging around in other parts of the campus, not just in the classroom, for recruitment purposes. We also have our unlimited potential posters, and again, you see that we have female role models. They are with equipment, looking happy to be there. This is going to be really key for your outreach and recruitment staff because they want to send the same kind of messages to students, which is that they can do it and they want to have female role models to help with that. So that's really, really important. Okay, teachers, instructors, and professors. I think that's everybody here. Is that right? Or some of you are administrators. Okay. So for teachers, instructors, and professors, there's a couple of things that's really important. I'm going to show you in a little bit some research that we have from our external evaluators that shows how important personal encouragement is by teachers, instructors, and professors of individual female students, inviting them to be in the class, telling them that you think that they can do it. Another thing that they can do is hold an open house. And this one is actually from our second National Science Foundation project. And you can see by looking at the age of the girls that they were at the secondary level. And it was actually in Texas with North Harris Montgomery Community College District. And you see that they're doing hands-on work in this open house. And so the whole point with an open house is this was actually Community College of Rhode Island, and their focus, and this is what I would recommend for most colleges, was their own students that had not yet declared a major. And that's normally about half the students in most campuses. So their own female students who have yet to declare a major. And so what I was going to say is that it's really important that there be hands-on activities as well as female role models, and this is something that teachers and instructors can provide in an open house. And the surveys that we've gotten from the students themselves show that the two most important things to them are, number one, female role models, and number two, getting to do hands-on activities, because they suddenly find, hey, this is something that I can do, and it inspires them. So this is something that teachers, professors, and instructors can help with. Okay, counselors and advisors. So there's a number of things that they can do. One is they can also personally encourage female students to consider these career pathways, and also that was another key thing that our external evaluators found was among the top 3 strategies for the women who were in the programs as a result of our project. And so the personal encouragement by counselors is very important. They can also provide brochures with female role models. I'll show you an example of one in a second, that provide career information. And they can also provide career videos. And I'm going to actually show you a clip of a career video. This particular picture is actually from one that we have in the utilities industry. We actually have them in 35 different career pathways, and so that's really important. And the other thing they can do is the counselors can connect the female student with the teacher or professor who's on board for having more women and can give them more information. And so I'm going to show you real quickly a video clip that we have from an IT career video to show you a portion of it, to show you the power of it.
When Donna first enrolled in the 2-year Computer Systems Technology program, her goal was to learn enough to become a graphic artist. Dollars entered into the picture, and Donna discovered there was more money working on computers than working with them. So her art and design aspirations became hobbies, and her bread and butter became computer systems support work.
Hi there. Hi. I was wondering how your computer's working this morning. My job's title is desktop support analyst, and I work for telecommunications. What I do is provide tier 2 support to in-house customers. And what that involves is people who work for TELUS call into our help desk, say they're having a problem with the computer. The help desk then sends the complaint to us. I always get on the phone with the customer, discuss the problem, and in some cases I can go to my computer and fix their problem right from my computer. I can connect remotely from my computer to theirs and fix the problem really very quickly. There are other times when I actually have to be in front of the computer looking at what the user's doing, what the problem is, and sitting right down right next to them. So I end up going to their desk, finding a resolution there.
You just log off.
Yeah. I can come to work, 5 days a week, and it'll start differently, and it will end differently.
Okay, whatever. All right, that's great. I appreciate it.
Okay. I'm installing software one day and troubleshooting hardware the next day, and it's always different. I don't stay at my desk all day. I move around. It helps me stay focused by moving around and getting to other people's desks and solving problems in different areas.
I have a feeling I know why.
I find my job rewarding in that I can fix people's problems and they're happy when I leave their desk, and they're happy with the problem I fixed and how I fixed it. Information technology is very broad.
That's powerful when you hear it from the woman herself, isn't it? And did you notice also right there in that clip that she starts talking about how she likes to make people happy about the technology? And that is a real difference between women and men, which is that overall, as a group, women care about how the technology and science is going to be used, in particular to help someone. Now, it's not true for everyone, but if you ever want to get beyond the pioneers and appeal to all women, then you need to also talk about those aspects. Now, guess what? There are some men who care about those things as well. And so there's with males, often it's like how big the hard drive is or how fast the processor runs, and it's the technology itself. But with the females, it's often how it gets used. And we just got a good little example of that in the career video. And I realized I didn't have that one on the thumb drive, but I can give it to you after here. Okay, so this is an example of one of the brochures. Actually, this was for City College of San Francisco. We actually have a template kit that's on our website, the Women in Technology Outreach Kit, that has this and other types of things, so that if you wanted to do it, you could do it as well. And you see it has female role models and also the basic information about the program, as much as we could fit in a brochure, and the contact information. And the other thing that I'll just tell you about the posters, also part of the outreach kit, go back to the brochure, was a tear-off flyer. And City College of San Francisco gave me a tour of their campus, and they had the poster. And all of their campuses, not just the one that house the computer networking and information technology program. And so that was important. The other thing is they have over 100 counselors on their staff because they're such a large college, and they had monthly meetings, and the key leader and the co-leader for the project went and made a presentation to the counselors about wanting more women into CNIT. They gave them some of the posters and the flyers and the brochures and told them why it was such a great program for women. So they helped become part of the recruitment pipeline. The other thing that they did that was key was that they actually taught the Intro to Computers class for the whole school. And so there were many people in that class who were not planning on pursuing a career pathway in IT. However, they encouraged them, both personally encouraging those female students who they felt would be great to continue in this area, and they also sent them an email as well and encouraged them that way. And of course, the great thing about that was they already had students who had met a basic building block by taking that Intro to Computer class. So that was also a very successful strategy for them as well. Yes?
Just wanted to know, you said the Intro to Computers was offered throughout all disciplines?
It was offered, they essentially were the support for providing the Intro to Computer for everybody. And so they had those students that were not planning a career pathway in IT, as well as those that were.
Oh, okay. So that means that course was something that was offered from every program?
It was available to every program, yes. Yeah, so you should look at your feeder courses potentially as a recruitment ground. Okay, so this is what the research I was referring to with the external evaluators, and they asked, how did you hear about your program across our 8 colleges? And there were 60 women who responded, and the top strategy was personal encouragement, which of course is free, heard about it from an instructor, and that was 46%. 40% via the posters, and 29% via the counselors. Again, personal encouragement, no cost. Posters are a very low cost strategy. So these were the top 3 strategies. So I mentioned that the project is highlighted by the National Science Foundation and for demonstrating significant achievement in program effectiveness, the Cal Women Tech project. Now, we're now doing the Cal Women Tech Scale-Up project, so bringing these strategies to even a further audience. So some of you are thinking, will this work for my school? And what I can tell you is the program elements are the same. We worked with 8 schools and about 10 different career pathways, and so it really didn't matter in terms of the career pathways, etc. We've worked successfully with rural schools, urban schools, suburban schools. Really, the program elements are the same across different programs. And so, any other questions on recruitment here before I move on to retention? Yes?
Connections that you talked about the pathways with 212.
So what I can tell you very quickly in the time that we have is that what worked most effectively is to focus on your existing students who are already enrolled at your college and have an affiliation there. And so we have worked with schools that have focused on high schools, but it's not their best market because that isn't unless you're in a very rural area. Normally, most students don't go straight from high school, so you're trying to essentially now change something in the overall college, while you're also trying to get more women in, and that's more complicated to do. So our schools that have the highest increases focused on their own female students. We also work with high schools separately, so we know how to do it, we know how to make the connection, but that wouldn't be your first tier. Okay.
How about universities? Partnering with
And we also work with universities, and one of the things, and so we've actually done trainings with universities. We recommend they reach down to two-year colleges as well. But because this is about recruiting women specifically in terms of focusing on transfer, et cetera, that's really outside of the time that we have right now. Okay. Okay, I got my time cut here, so I'm going to move on so I can give you a little bit on the retention side of things. And there's lots of ways to get more information and training from us as well, which I'll tell you about. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to teach to female learning styles. I'm going to give you some examples. And here's the great news. It's also going to help males as well. And so first, teachers, instructors, and professors, the number one strategy that our external evaluators found when they surveyed the women about what was most helpful to them was actually this was among the top three, was what I call modeling. And so for females overall as a group, they like it when they can first see the activity done, then you talk about it, and then they go in the lab and do it themselves. In most classes, first you hear about it, and then you go in the lab and do it yourself. You don't often get the modeling part of things. That works better for females overall as a group. And guess what? It also works better for males. When I was first working with Evergreen Valley College, they didn't have many women at that point in their auto technology program. And one of the people who attended my training said, Donna, in our monthly support and strategy call, said, Donna, you know, the students love the modeling. And I said, Mike, how many female students do you have in your class that you use this? And he said 0. So the male students like that as well. So administrators, as a group, female students overall have less informal, hands-on experience with STEM building block skills. And so one of the things that's very important is to have additional open lab time. And this was one of the strategies that CCSF used, and they actually staffed their lab with female and students of color as teaching assistants. And so they were students, so they didn't have to pay them a lot of money, and they could also be role models, so it's like their best students. So additional open lab time is very important, and we found in our project low-cost and no-cost strategies to implement that. And so the other thing that's important is to work with instructors to publicize the additional open lab time to the students. So counselors, it's important for them to know that female students, because they have less informal experience, and I go into great detail when I do our full training about how you can help them get beyond this, because there are many strategies to provide them with the building block skills that we employ in our project. It's important for them to know that often the female students might feel behind from day one, that there are strategies to help them get up to speed quickly so that they can feel more confident and have the basics that they need to better understand and learn in their classes. And that's really a key part of things. So it's really important for counselors to understand that so that they can direct them in the right way and help them to boost their skills to prevent them from dropping out. So this is more data from City College of San Francisco from our external evaluators, and you can see at baseline that the female retention and completion rate was only 64%. And again, not a straight line, but it went up to 82%. And then you can see 85%, the pink is the females. You see though that the males also increased, and their baseline was 72%, they went to 80, 82, 86. Overall in the aggregate, the percentage points for both males and females increased about 20%. And the great ancillary benefit of this project that wherever we increased the completion rates of the females, guess what? We also increased the completion rates of the males as well, because we were using classroom and institutional strategies, not separate parallel strategies. So that was great. And how did they achieve the results on the retention side? Same thing. They received training, the faculty, and they came up with a plan. And one of the things, and then I actually came back, I would show them the numbers, and then they would work to adjust or increase the number of things they were doing. And the teachers themselves actually helped develop the plan. And one of the things that they realized what really was true for them when they heard the training was that there were many females that were having difficulty with many of the building block skills, binary numbers in particular. So two of the instructors developed a video of binary numbers. I'm just going to show you 2 minutes worth that they put on YouTube. And the amazing thing about that video is that video I don't know why it's suddenly not happening. Okay, well, for some reason, it's suddenly not showing. So
It's showing here. We were able to see it.
Oh, but you couldn't hear it.
We actually heard it twice. It was going from there and there.
Okay.
That was the echo.
Okay, so I'm going to, the URL's on the slide, so if you want to look at it later, or you can just Google Abigail Bornstein. And so the amazing thing is that not only did it end up helping City College of San Francisco students, but there's, like, if you go to her page on YouTube, and there's 2 parts to the video, there's thousands of students who have thanked her and said, you know, you made this so simple, and I couldn't understand this before, and, you know, just tons of accolades. And, of course, not only from women, but also from male students as well. And so that was one of the types of strategies that they came up with to push additional content out. And, of course, this is an online teaching conference, so I wanted to give this as an example. So they shared teaching content that they thought would help provide their students, you know, as well as made their own video. Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to tell you about other opportunities to, if you want to receive more information. Any questions about retention before I talk about that? Any questions about retention? Okay. So if you are interested in receiving the full training, there's a couple ways to get it. And the first way that I want to tell you about, since this is an online teaching conference, is the online training that we now have. And I have to tell you, we just completed our first round. We have now done, it's a 10-week training. There are 8 modules. We do 4 modules and then an interactive Q&A session. It's starting September 10th. It goes till November 16th. We also have an online member community, and there's exercises and handouts. And I have to tell you, I'm very happy because the average evaluation was very good to excellent from those who participated. And a lot of work went into that. Donna Milgram is also presenting, and she lives in Alameda with me, and we used to go to lunch, and I had to stop going to lunch with her during that time period. Now we're going to get to go to lunch again. So I was glad that it was so well received. So we now have online training that's both asynchronous, and also we have synchronous interactive components. I also do this training 1 full day on recruitment, 1 full day on retention. I am actually doing one next week. It's in San Francisco in the Bay Area in Emeryville on Thursday and Friday. We still have space. And we also do trainings on site, and I have other people that do trainings. My co-principal investigator, Carmen Lama, also does this training as well for us. So I thought I would mention that. If you want more information, you go to our IWITTS.org online training page, and we actually have, we do 1 full day, or 4 hours of knowledge base on recruitment, 4 hours of knowledge base on retention for the online training, and we also help you develop a plan, and we have exercises so that you develop a plan for your school. You figure out what your best target audience is going to be. So if you want more information, then I'd love to see you at the online training or a real-time training. And that's it. I actually did it a little bit early because I was rushing along here. Okay. So any other questions? Yes.
If you can repeat the question, Donna, so
sure.
I'm just curious if you're seeing any overall trends as we see more women in education. I would assume that we would see more women in STEM courses. Are you seeing that the male attendance is still outpacing female attendance, even based on the changing demographics?
Yeah, I didn't take the time today to show you numbers, but yes, the numbers are still very small. And there are some national numbers on the Department of Education. So I'll just give you an example because I was just in New Jersey, so I used their own numbers. And they had in their whole engineering program, and I forget the exact end of students, but they only had 2 women. And they had an IT program and some of their sub-programs like game development, even though it was a female instructor who ran it, 0 women students. And so, there's not enough of a critical mass, and actually just having a female instructor won't increase the number of female students. I have many female instructors who come to my trainings that say to me, I don't understand it. I'm a woman. I should have more female students, but that's not enough because you have to do outreach. And so it helps to have more female instructors. It's not enough, and I've seen male instructors be successful using these outreach, techniques to get women in. And so until you get to about 25% in a field, it doesn't happen naturally. There's actually literature that shows, sociological literature, that once you get to 25%, that's the tipping point. Yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, well, thank you for coming, and